Hello, Vietnam.
Good morning.
Fuck, I fucked it up already.
We are gonna get canceled so hard.
This is like...
We're losing all our women viewers.
This is not for women anyway, this is for men.
Men meet with men and never meet the same again. Men meet with men and never meet the same again.
What the fuck?
So on a different episode of Man Meets today, since now that y'all done with y'all conversation, on a different episode of Man Meets today, I'm not in the video and I'm not going to be. And this is strictly, specifically a Dad Meets podcast. This is the fathers that we have in our group. You got Josh, you got Tom, and you got John for the first time. We're introducing John into the crew. He's been a part of it, but he just hasn't been here yet. And these are the dads. Y'all talk about the dad shit. And I'm going to shut the fuck up and be in the background, all right? Take it away, Tom.
That beer opening was dad life, 100%. That was
dad life.
That's just like, you think about it, man. If I could get my ass up every morning at 3 a.m. and crack open a beer legally, I would do it.
You can.
No, I can't, because I got an infant at home, bro. I can't be sitting up here.
Well, just don't get
Hammered.
fucked up. Have one.
No. The whole point of drinking a beer is to get fucked up. It is not to sit up there and say, wow, this is debonair.
So then why are we drinking ultras?
We're slimming, bitch. We just talked about the gym. Like, what are you talking about? This is a half a beer compared to it's a slim beer with all the same benefits.
Why don't you do like the old people do and just take like a shot or some shit? Like
Throw it in your coffee?
Yeah.
You know what? No, because I would feel shitty. Because if I happen to drop my son because I'm fucked up, I'd be like,
one shot's not gonna fuck you up. Get fucked up.
oh no.
We've seen you drink bottles.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was gonna say. When have you guys ever seen me just stop
why
at
would you
one
drop-
shot?
That's your fault. It's called self-control, motherfucker.
Oh no, we got self-control.
Josh ain't got no self-control. No, he
How
don't.
the fuck I not? I know your ass ain't talking.
Oh, carry on. Oh shit.
Oh no, we don't want to talk about your motorcycle days, sir. Okay, we don't want to talk about having no self-control, sir.
Cocaine and whiskey.
Dude, shit. It did, but was that under control before we had to whoop your ass in front of Caesar's mom's house or after?
Well, when the fuck did y'all have to do that?
Oh my God, dude. So one time we're sitting here, we're at Jasenia's house. This fool says he's gonna go outside to the bike. Okay, we're like, cool. Next thing we know, Caesar goes outside to find this nigga because he didn't come back in the house quick enough. And next thing I know, Caesar is like full on top of this nigga because he's doing cocaine in front of the fucking house.
What's wrong with you?
Everything was wrong with me back then.
It really just, yeah. But he's talking about self-control. Okay, yeah, nigga, I'm fat. I get it. All right,
We weren't talking about that.
Yes, there's definitely some self-control that I need to work on. Like, stop snacking, you big motherfucker. 100%. But nigga.
It's a little extreme with the drugs, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean, nigga. That ain't no random Reese's bar at the grocery store, nigga. That's a whole nother fucking thing. Like shit. So anywho, self-control. Okay, I can work on it, but shit, I'm glad that you have worked on it. Cause goddamn,
That's why we're here today.
Imagine you self-controlling yourself every morning with your son.
Oh God.
Yeah. Cause shit.
You live a really rough life.
I did. All my 20s.
I did not know any of that.
That's why he
All
looked
my
52
20s.
right now.
Well, all white people look 52.
I know. They all look like spoiled
yeah.
milk. I don't know what the fuck is the problem with that. It's so crazy because some of them look good and then some of them look like
It depends on
hell
the
done whooped their ass
It
and put
depends
them
on
back
the
on
age.
earth.
It depends on the age. It's like once y'all get like
Well,
25, 20, 23, it's just like goddamn.
Or you know, like
It's that
shit, he like
genetics and everything
50
else. I, mean,
Yeah,
I was growing a beard by the time I was 13, so
yeah, shit. He came out.
use lotion, that's why.
I still don't use lotion.
You know what? It's crazy because you could obviously tell when I'm ashy, but these niggas walk around their entire life ashy, but nobody ever points it out to them. But because my black ass is ashy, we're gonna tell that nigga he's ashy.
Just don't use no baby oil.
Well,
Why?
you know, Diddy done bought the whole supply anyway, so how could you buy it?
Oh yeah.
Anyhow,
That's not the right. Yeah, it's not cool.
But I think this whole this whole conversation is supposed to be about introducing ourselves into dad life, right? So obviously, I have a
That's a
5-month
wild
old
ass introduction for him.
dude. He
So
talked about
that's
self control, nigga. Like goodness gracious, that's a hell of a self control. Anywho, so I'm new to the dad life. You've been in it almost 2 years,
Almost 2 years.
and you got them two out there that's screaming and stuff.
Shit.
You got 2 grown adults. Almost.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, I got one that thinks she's a fucking grown adult.
Oh yeah, what how old Cassie now? 9. She's about to turn 9, so she already thinks she 9
Cassie,
going on 30.
She thinks she's Mai's age.
What the hell?
This nigga. She thinks she's Mai's age. And then I got Mora who thinks she just run everything. That's like miniature baby D.
Yeah.
She don't give a fuck about nothing. She has no fear. Except for dogs.
You
which
live
I
in
don't
a
understand.
completely different
Bro.
world than us, just because I mean
You got girls.
you got girls.
Yeah, you know, like I mean, we
How's
got
that?
I got girls, and I got my oldest who is close to almost being a woman.
Oh yeah. Which is crazy to say at 9 years old that's like the
I thought it was crazy
you know,
too,
but it
my
happens.
sister said that it happened to her. Michelle said it happened to her around that age.
Nice.
Yeah,
Bro,
so
that's
it's not like
crazy.
anything
Wait,
like
whoa,
it's
hold
not
on.
time
She already-
frames.
No, but she's starting to
She's
get
giving
the
symptoms.
Yeah,
It's not like time frames have like moved back or anything. Everything's kind of
It's-
fallen
it's-
almost in like line with
my fucking
ancestors.
fear is that shit
Yeah.
happening and she's not home.
Oh yeah, the wife's not at home, and you're like, damn, I gotta deal with this. Like me on the other hand, this is like shit. I walk in, oh, you masturbate? Come here, nigga. Let me talk to you about it. You on the other hand, it's a little different, bruh. Because you ain't never bled out of your crotch before,
No.
not purposely.
No,
I should say.
Never. I've never done that
Well, I'm
shit.
saying, like a period comes every day, every month. So
Are you divulging some shit that you
well,
did?
no, I'm saying like
Are you bleeding out your penis?
No, I have before because like when I was younger, I used to do stupid shit on a bike and shit, and I fucked myself up.
You fucked yourself on your bike?
Yes, dude. Yeah.
Wait, tell that.
Dude, okay, so this is what happened, bro. So this is what happened.
You
So
shoved the bike seat up your ass?
no. So
without a seat.
so we were. It was me. It was my sister. Like as you guys know, I got a twin. So we're coming home from school one day. I had gotten a new bike because my mom was like, Josh, you know what? You're doing good. I'm going to get you a new bike. My sister's like, can I borrow let me ride your bike home. I want to try your bike. I said, cool. That's shit. It's just like borrowing a nigga car, right? Well, in this
Actually,
case,
that's not like borrowing.
well, at that age, it would have been. That was our equivalent. That was our wheels to getting somewhere, right? So in the process of this,
It is.
we used to take this trail home that had a fucking steep decline. And we're sitting there and I'm like, okay, I know my bike, I can brake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, come to find out, her bike didn't have no fucking brakes, but the front brakes.
Oh.
So what happened is,
Oh, shit.
what happened is now I'm now going down this hill, and I mean fucking fast. And there's a stop sign coming up, right? We go over the train tracks. It's actually on University, downtown Riverside area.
God
So
damn.
we're going over the train. We go right over the train tracks, and then you get the downhill, right? So I said, okay, cool. So I'm going down this downhill. I'm hitting these brakes. I said, what the fuck? These motherfucking brakes ain't working, right?
Squishy.
No, they wasn't even squishy. It was just clack, clack, clack. Oh shit, right? So now I'm panicking. So my stupid ass decides, okay, I'm gonna hit the front brakes. Well, the front brakes, my uncle had adjusted for her, so she knew how to ride the bike. Well, the front brakes was tight as fuck. So what I did was I hit the brake, not knowing that it was gonna fucking projectile my ass off of this bike. Okay, in the process of this, the bike comes up and hits me in the crotch.
Oh.
Okay.
I then flip over the handlebars. And you guys know how, like, when they're getting ready to redo a street, they grade the street.
Oh.
So I have now hit the ground
And just slide.
on my knees,
Just slide.
and I am sliding to a stop sign. And I have now graded every bit of skin off of my knees. Okay, I mean, my black ass had his knees. I mean, it was ridiculous. Okay, like, I mean, to the white meat. Okay, put that away. You're starting to blind people. Now, I am now fucked up in now not just both legs, but the crotch too. And now I'm trying to waddle my ass home because I can barely walk. And each kneecap, every time I fucking bend it, would squirt out a little bit of blood.
Oh my
I swear to God, bro.
homie.
I literally now, and you know what? I swear to God, dude. If Gary lived in California, I would call him right now. He would vouch for me. This motherfucker walked me home. Fucked her bike up, wheel bent up, everything. And I told her ass when I got back home, you a dirty bitch. Like I said, my knees is fucked up, my crotch is fucked up, hence the bleeding in the crotch area. And I get home. And my mom comes up there and she's like, Josh, why did you come down for dinner? And I'm trying not to explain to her. I'm trying to explain to her that not getting right. Okay, so I'm trying to, I'm trying not to explain to her that I done fucked myself up, right? Because might have had previously, 2 weeks prior to that, I was riding my bike and I fucking was doing some shit on the bike and fell and cracked the motherfucking helmet right in half. So I had already
I did that shit before. I did that shit before.
So, and so I was like, you know what? Maybe I should not tell her this. Well, she came upstairs. She like, Josh, come here, talk to me. I said, okay, you can come in the room. Mm-hmm. And she's, so I grabbed the whole fucking cover with me. I got the whole damn comforter on my legs. And might I add, my knees are open to the public. So the comforter is sticking to my legs.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, And she's like, so she sits down on the comforter and it pulls from my legs. Ooh. And it was like fucking, it just, and I know like,
that. God damn.
I know that feeling too well. In my face. And she was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, nothing. And she was like, bruh, something's wrong with you. She said, boy, and she pulled the leg. She said, what the fuck happened to your knees? Bruh, I'm telling you, dude, that's it. That's not the only thing that happened, but the knees is the priority right now. So yeah, now this is why I don't ride nobody's bike but mine. But
it's a very interesting story. Yeah, I cracked the fucking
up.
helmet before, but I was on the fucking dirt bike. That shit was rough. That shit hurt like a motherfucker.
Shit, man, tell me about it.
I cracked that bitch straight in the middle.
That's how I did my shit. My shit was like an omelet. Like it was like looked like we was cutting that. Excuse me, sir. Why are you looking like that?
He was staring at me for no reason. So I'm like, fucking.
Oh my God. Okay. So anyway, now you and I. Shit, I've been around. Shit, we all been around since both your daughters were born. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you right now, you're definitely experiencing way different tendencies than I was, with as being a new father, and I'm sure it's different than as it is as you being a father of almost 2 years. Now, there might be a few factors there. One, I don't know how the hell you ended up with 2 damn girls. I'd have stopped after the first one and said, "Fuck it, it's a wrap." But
I can tell you how I ended
no.
up with 2 girls.
No.
But I'm saying like all of my wife's, she has no brothers.
Oh,
well, damn.
So it's all girls in her family.
that was a sign.
So that's how
You should have ran on the
even
first
her
date.
dad, like that's all he can't have. That's all he gave was girls.
Yeah, you should have ran on the first date.
But the gender
is off the father.
Well, yeah, I was also an asshole to every girl.
Player's curse.
Yeah,
It's
so
player's curse.
I got both. But I don't think of it that way. I think of it as a way like I lost my mom's and my grandma at the same time, so I kind of feel like that's why they're named
With their name.
with their names. So it's just them coming back.
Well, that's like my son. My son was named after my cousin and everything who passed away. It was a big fucking impact on my life. So that's why my son got his name. And then I believe you guys named your son after.
Yeah, his middle name's after my lady's dad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like.
Which is not what I thought at first. Because his middle name's Wayne. And first I was like, oh, like Bruce Wayne.
Oh, Lord.
And then
So you thought you were just giving birth to Batman.
And I was like, oh, no, it's her dad.
So you just thought, hey, we gave birth to
Well, because
Batman.
his first name's after, Theodore Roosevelt, the president.
Huh.
And then, yeah. And so she was like, oh, Wayne. And I was like, oh, yeah, Batman. And then she's like, no. And I was like, I'm an asshole.
I'd have called you one too.
So,
Since we're on the name situation, did you have to fight with your lady on naming your child?
No. We both came to an agreement that if we do have, this is way before we even had kids, if we do have them, I'm going to name the first, she'll name the second.
Got it.
I didn't really have a name. Like when Cassie was here, we still didn't have a name. Like they didn't even put, like they just put her last name.
Shit, I remember when Cassie came.
Yeah.
That
was a rough fucking.
That was a rough damn day.
God damn.
So I was like, shit.
I think it was in that motherfucking hospital for like 26 hours.
Yeah, I remember that. So somehow I got stuck there. I don't even know how to.
You got stuck
there. Oh, because the car broke down.
Because the Honda, on my way to work, that was just somebody telling me
I had to go get him.
Go to fucking work. I'm driving down the fucking hill. This nigga car just stopped.
Yeah, transmission went out on it.
damn.
And so next thing I know, he calls me. And so I was like, bro, because I had we worked at the same place at this time. So surprisingly, I was off. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll just come get you.
Right.
So I come and get him. And then when I get there, that's when he gets the fucking call. And I'm like, oh, God, I'm stuck.
Yeah, because I wasn't really supposed to go to work anyway. I just went because I was like, I need to just go.
Get your mind off some shit.
Yeah, and then his car was like, nah.
Yeah,
you ain't going nowhere.
You ain't nowhere. So I go get AAA, tow it to go get the transmission replaced automatically because they needed a car that they could take the baby home in. Mm-hmm. Well, in the process of this shit, I leave them with my car. So I'm stuck now at the hospital because now, remember, I only had 2 cars. So now I'm out of both my damn cars. And so I'm stuck at the damn hospital. And now I'm sitting over here like, damn, I need a ride.
And I said, help him.
I said, this is the whole point of me having 2 cars. So I didn't ever have to fight nobody over a ride. So now I'm sitting over here like, damn, I'm going to be right here until somebody can say, Josh, we could pick your ass up. This before Uber. Definitely. Well, maybe it might have been Uber.
A taxi.
Nigga, what the fuck?
What's wrong with taxis?
Nigga,
who gets a taxi out here?
I've never done a taxi. I've never done an Uber. I've never done a ride share. I've never done any friend. Of that. Shit.
I mean, if you really gotta go,
nigga, I could have walked. What'd you talking about? Shit. It would have done it.
Walked all the way from fucking
Moval to my house. You know, I would have. Shit.
Christian did that shit.
Yeah, let's say, Christian. Yeah. I said, wouldn't be the first person.
Yeah.
He walked on a fucking freeway. Like
stupid. That. And then the fact of the matter, Sin drove by him was like,
that's even more fucked up.
Well, no, she drove by the nigga and she was like, damn, that nigga looked like Christian. She was like, nah, not knowing that this nigga had walked from her house.
Oh, that's fucked up,
bro.
That's hilarious.
And then he was like, bro, I was gonna walk to your house, but I didn't think you were gonna be up.
I don't see why he didn't just do it that way.
What time was it?
It was like 6 a.m. by the time he would have got to my house.
Oh,
like, I'd have been up. And I was
like,
he went from here, right?
From here.
Yeah, I don't see why he didn't just walk his ass off Van Buren and just keep going.
He should have came back and grabbed
his fucking car was here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
His truck was here.
Oh shit!
Yeah, nigga got in his
he
feelings.
got mad and you just wasn't taking him home.
That you keep in
no,
your
he got in his feelings over a bitch.
That sound like Christian.
Yeah, you know he.
Well, sort of. It was a long story. We've told it before.
Yeah, but it was just like basically.
I just thought he got mad. Y'all got into it or some shit. And he just said, "Fuck it." I didn't know his car was here.
Yeah,
outside. Outside. Nigga had the keys.
Was this before or after he crashed it?
Well, it depends on which car he crashed. He's
on the freeway.
Oh shit!
This is after,
okay.
Yeah, but he's crashed all of his cars. So it just
was he drunk?
No, some of these have been very sober.
No, when he's walking.
Oh yeah, I guess he was buzzing a little bit.
Yeah, we had a few drinks.
Oh, so I could see why he's walking.
Nigga, I've left here blacked out.
Same.
Yeah, but
I never walked.
Same.
You're different.
Yeah. But I ain't never walked.
It's Christian.
Well, Christian. Well, I'm like, why
He's
did it
missing
matter?
a couple
Christian was
brain
going to
cells.
drive. He was going to crash the car sober or drunk anyway.
Yeah, but it's Christian.
Like, dude can't drive.
Can't think.
And then nigga got the nerve to say, "Hey, bro, can I borrow one of your cars?" No, nigga, I've seen how your cars have turned out. Not at all.
That's fucked up.
Not at all.
You gotta help your friends out.
See, that's why.
Yeah, I'll get that nigga a ride. It's like, shit, I'll pick your ass up, drop your ass off, but you ain't gonna get behind the wheel of my shit.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Nah. Come on, man. He came over to my house, had that fucking Toyota looking like it was in the death race. I was like, oh shit. What the fuck happened?
Actually, yeah, it's 2 cars that you gave me that got fucked up.
We don't even want to talk about that.
But he gave you that were fucked up?
No,
let me
I
use.
let him use my cars and they have come back fucked up.
From him?
Yes.
Well, the second time wasn't my fault.
The second time wasn't really his fault, but I had told him, make sure nobody's tries to steal my truck. Then my truck got molested that night.
I remember that.
And then, yeah.
It got molested twice.
Yeah.
It got molested on my birthday. Ain't that some shit?
That was the best birthday gift you ever got.
Man, most expensive birthday gift I ever got. I haven't fixed this shit. I put full coverage on that motherfucker after that.
So you had your son.
Yeah.
By the way, for the podcast people, last time you talked about the fact that you were about to have your son.
Yeah, I was about to have my son. So finally, I've had him.
He's here.
47 hours later, and he was here.
Man.
So look, you know, I'm gonna sound like an asshole because you know my girl, she wanted to. I want to do it natural. I want to have the baby all natural, you know. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting there, and you know, for the, for all the men in here who know, you know, they have the little whiteboard in the room and they give you the birthing plan. What is mom's wishes? How does mom want to go about it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting over here and I'm looking at as this lady's writing all this shit on this whiteboard. She says, "Oh, no epidural." I said, "She gonna need the epidural." Then she's like, all natural. She ain't gonna have that baby natural. But I'm just looking at I'm looking at the checklist and
Can we give her some code?
Wait, did your girl do the epidural too?
No, she was like Janie.
it was. I said,
She's
"Oh
like,
my god."
she's like, no, we're not doing the medications.
We're
We're not
not-
doing this. And I'm like, you're gonna be in a lot of pain.
Pain, like-
and she's like, no. And then thankfully they're like, we're gonna do a C-section. And I was like,
You're gonna need all of them. So look, this is the way I look at it, dude.
you're not gonna pass out.
You
at
are
least.
now you're pushing
My
a
lady didn't feel that
watermelon.
shit.
You're pushing a watermelon out of a fucking tennis ball size hole,
Yeah.
and you're trying to tell me,
tennis ball
well,
size?
because once it gets
Yeah,
dilated and
dilated,
everything,
yeah.
if it was tennis ball size, goddamn.
Show delivered naturally or?
Nah.
No, she had a
C-section.
She got cut twice.
Yeah, but see, the second time I heard is better because they don't even. It's already all numb. Anyway.
It's almost like
Bro, the first time was fucking, that shit was like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
bro. Okay, so look, I'm about to tell y'all my little story, right?
Shit.
So, as y'all know, I work from home, and you know, so I was working while she was
Privileged
going through
ass
labor.
bitch.
Okay, yo bad. It is. So, like, I was working while she was going through labor, so I'm in there on my computer doing that push, breathe, you know, do your thing, and I'm like, okay, yes, we'll deliver that tomorrow, and then like push, breathe, right. So the nurse comes in and she's like, "Is he playing a video game?" I'm like, "No, ma'am, I'm working."
That's even
I'm
more
working,
fucked up.
right? Because she said, because I'm sure motherfuckers have done it.
Yes.
And I'm like, "No, ma'am, I'm working. I'm trying. You know, we still got bills to pay. He's just another one." So so I'm working, doing my thing and shit. And I mean, like, dude, at this point, it's already been 24 hours. I'm like, nigga, you are not dilated at all. We've been here 24 hours. Might I add, we went through 4 outpatient inductions. So basically what they do is they give her this pill. It's supposed to kick up the cervix. Right. And then
Same
what
thing
it
they did
does
on the
is,
show.
and it's supposed to get your cervix kicking up and dilated and everything. Because my son was already a week over. So they were like,
shit.
yeah. So they were like, okay, we're gonna push him out. You know what I mean? So I said, all right, let's, cool, boom. So I'm thinking now when we're doing these outpatient inductions, they said nobody makes it to the third one. Nobody, right?
Yeah.
Well, shit. Well, we made it to the third one. So apparently we fucking did. So we would go in, do an outpatient induction. I'm taking days off of work. I'm trying like, oh shit, she's gonna have the baby any minute. Nigga, she was eating them like Skittles. I don't know what the fuck was going on. So next thing I know, okay, we're gonna set up a second round. Boom, she hits the second round. That shit was another Skittle, right? She just ate them up. Didn't nothing happen. Third one, we're like, okay, shit, she's starting to feel some contractions. Okay, shit going down, right? Man,
Was she already set up for a C-section?
no, we know. She had to have an emergency C-section.
Yeah, that's what we had to do.
So what happened is like now we're sitting there. She's popping these things like fucking Skittles, and nothing's happening. So we said, all right. The doctor calls us and say, just come in. We're gonna do inpatient induction. So she says, once you guys get here, you guys are not going to leave without this baby.
Yeah.
So we get in there. We had our baby at Kaiser, Riverside. The funny thing about where we had the child was the exact same room her niece was born in and her nephew was born in.
Oh, damn.
So ironically,
So that's your family room.
yeah, ironically, when they took us to the room, her sisters were there and they were like, this is where I had, my daughter. This is where I had my son. And then we had our son there. So, and the nurse was like, we can move you from this room. And they were like, no, this is our good luck room. We want to have it here. So while we're sitting in there, I'm saying 24 hours pass. Might I add, Alex, you have not had a child yet. No, and eventually you may, I want to hear what y'all think about that motherfucking chair they put in that room for us.
Oh, that's not for us. That chair's not for us.
That is not for us to stay the night.
It's not for us to do nothing.
What the fuck is that?
It's just decoration.
Bro.
It's just decoration.
So where'd you stay? Where'd you sleep?
Floor.
Oh, okay. So
But we weren't there. We weren't there that
Oh, bro,
long
I
to stay
slept in the
though.
goddamn chair.
No, we weren't there.
So
for
we
that
had
long.
our room had 2 beds, and the other bed was
well, lucky
occupied.
motherfucker you.
So they let me sleep on the bed.
You ain't shit. Anywho,
The other nurse, like the next shift came in, she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, other nurse, let me sleep on it." She's like, "No, get the fuck off."
like, dude, no, me, I'm sitting over here, and my big ass, I'm on this little ass chair, my feet dangling over, still touching the ground and shit. I'm uncomfortable as fuck.
Yeah, that
And
chair's
then
not comfortable.
Every fucking time, I swear to God, dude, every time I was sitting there, I go to sleep, and I mean like, oh yeah, okay, cool, I'm knocking out. Boom! Kick open the door. Beep, beep, beep. Everything's running. Okay, we're taking it. Check the baby. I'm like,
Bro, I had to go off on a fucking nurse
I
that
was
day.
like-
They would always, like, as soon as Cassie would get done feeding and go to sleep, I'm like, all right, cool. Everything's calm. 2 seconds later, they in the fucking room poking. I'm like, God
Impeccable
damn,
timing,
homie.
so
I'm like, she just went to sleep. Come back in 5 minutes
right?
at least. Shit.
So in my situation, so now I'm sitting here, right? 24 hours done came by. I ain't ate shit. Cause she couldn't eat nothing. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna be
I got a
strong.
story for that.
I'm gonna be strong with you. I'm not gonna eat while you can't eat or whatever. So I said, okay, shit, the baby should be here, right? Cause she talking, we done did inductions and shit. And I'm like, no, the baby's still not here. I said, damn, I didn't went the whole day without eating. All right, day 2. All right, now I'm getting mad. All right, now I'm 2 fucking days, no sleep. I'm hungry than a motherfucker. All right. And then on top of that, I'm sitting over there. They talking about, ma'am, you still want to have this shit natural? No, cut her ass open. Just cut her ass open so we can go home. Right? And I'm like, I'm not going to say it, but in my head, I'm screaming, just slice her up. Just slice her ass up and pull them out. Right?
Yeah.
Bro, 47 hours. Everybody's at the hospital because the nurse says the baby's coming. We start pushing. So I got.
Who's we?
I'm about to say,
Well-
they said we.
Well, they tell us to do it together.
You on
the
top
whole
of Jerry
thing.
pressing the button.
Yeah, like get this nigga out. Somebody
You
get
guys
this
doing
nigga
breathing
out.
lessons too?
So anyway, I'm trying to pull. She pushing. I'm pulling. So anywho, now we're sitting there and we realize, fuck, he's not. Something's wrong. He's not coming. We're like, what the fuck's wrong? He's not coming. So what happened is, in the process of us doing the labor, he flipped. So when he flipped, he was head down. He was in the right position when we came in. When we got ready to push, he actually rolled himself over. He's still facing down. Yeah, now he's stretching and
He ready to
shit.
get the fuck on.
Yes, but this time what he did is he pushed his head. So now his head's facing up when it should have been facing down. So because the head's supposed to face towards, you're supposed to look down so the baby comes out through the canal and the neck bends towards the canal.
Oh.
Well, because he's facing upwards, every time she would do contractions, she was actually
It was
cutting off
like-
his circulation.
Okay.
So he was actually suffocating in the process of us doing all the pushing.
Oh, yeah, he had to get
So
on.
what happened is we found out like 36 hours in that this happened, and we were sitting there and we're like, okay, contractions are coming close, and she's like, nurses, let's try and push a couple times. So in the process of us pushing, we stop, lady says, "Look, we're gonna take a break. Let's you guys try to get some sleep. I'll come back after. We're gonna do a shift change. I'll come back and we'll try to do it."
I got a question real quick.
Go ahead.
When he came out, did he have a problem? Like not a problem, but like.
Yeah, he's Josh's kid, bro.
No, but for Cassie, when they had to take her out, what we found out on her second doctor's appointment, that she came out, she wasn't breathing.
Yeah, my son wasn't breathing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why Cassie used to have those epilepsy things.
Oh, I haven't had.
Because she wasn't breathing for maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, same. Like he was about 10.
Yeah.
So anywho, so we find out. So what happened is that night, right, while they're doing the shift change, the nurses come. The nurse comes in and she fucking damn near tore up the whole room coming in because the baby's heart rate had dropped. So Jamie had a massive contraction that night while we were all sleeping, and was trying to push the baby out. But then what happened was she actually suffocated the baby, so his heart rate dropped below 30%. So the nurses come in. I mean, they were fucking. They made it seem like the nigga died.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit. So when we come in the morning, the surgeon comes in the morning, basically tells us, look, he's, he's what they call reverse breached, and they call it, and they're in the maternity ward, they call it sunny side up. And I was like, okay, whatever the hell that means.
That other motherfucker scrambled.
Yeah, that nigga scrambled, but this was sunny side up.
This dude's post.
Yeah. So she's like, the baby's sunny side up. And I said, look, lady, I don't know what I said, bitch, I ain't ate 2 days. What you talking about, right?
We're talking about eggs, right?
We talking about eggs. Like, goddamn, I want the protein too, right? But anywho, so she's like, yeah, your his head's facing upwards. His head's supposed to be facing down. When we got in, we did the 2 days before we actually went in to do the last induction. They did an ultrasound. They said he's right. He's ready to come. Well, in the process, to her contractions, I guess he was in there fucking backflipping, doing acrobatics and shit.
Trying to tell you,
and that nigga just ended up, so he ended up in the wrong position. So finally, we go do this C-section thing. And I mean, now we're pushing fucking 48, 49 hours, and I'm fucking starving.
And that was under emergency, right?
Yeah, so she said, we're going to get her prepped. You go get something to eat. So I said, well, shit, I'm going to give me some Chipotle.
Yeah, they told me that too, but they told me not to come back. I came back to the room and I'm sitting there eating in front of Michelle's face. She's just looking at me like she about to kill me.
She's
like,
I was hungry.
Nah, so anyway, I go get Chipotle.
Take for that too, though.
Yeah. So I go get Chipotle and I get her some. I get everybody in the waiting room some because I said, fuck, we're going to be here a while, right? I didn't realize how fast a fucking C-section was.
Yeah.
And now, hindsight 2020, I'm now looking at Jamie like, motherfucker, you trying to tell me we could have been out this motherfucker 2 days ago?
No, that's how it was.
But
that's how it was.
Oh,
dude,
bro.
I was like, you should have let them.
Crystal take.
It was all in slow motion because the way that they were ripping her apart, trying to get the baby out, I was
Did
like,
she feel it when they cut?
she didn't feel anything because I guess they numbed her or whatever.
They gave her the epidural. That's the only way she was feeling out there.
And it was just like, because,
from Michelle.
and it was just like, yeah, the way she was moving and everything, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to pass out. And then the doctor's like, get your camera out. I'm going to pull, he's about to come out. And I was like, oh, so by the time I'm slow. So by the time I get my phone out, get into the camera, he's already out. I'm like, where'd he go? He's on the scale. And I was like, oh, this shit's fast. So I ran over there and I was like, did you get it? And he's like, he's holding up, my baby. And I was like, dang, he's so tiny.
Shit, I wish I could have said that about mine.
He came out really small. I think it was like 6 point.
Oh, dude, my baby
6,
was
7
huge.
pounds. So I was,
They gave Michelle the epidural. They gave her, they gave it to her. They had to give it to her, I think, almost twice, I think.
So Jamie's was on a fucking button.
But they cut her when we was in the emergency section, and she started feeling it.
Oh,
she was feeling the cut.
It was wearing off.
So they told me, hey, you go out the room.
Because they was going to finish slicing her ass up.
But
They didn't want you to
literally,
see
as
it.
soon as I went to the chair and sat down, they was walking out with Cassie. I was like, God,
well, what made
damn.
yours an emergency C-section? Like,
Because of her lack of oxygen. Because what they did is they pretty much put her in labor without putting her in labor.
Got it.
So everything was the fluids were already gone.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that was the same issue with us. We were losing amniotic fluid, and so they were like, he has to be born today no matter what.
that's
So
what they
if
told
you
us.
can't do it naturally, we're gonna go in and get
That's
him.
what the nurse told her. She said the only thing that we can do is cut you. That's the only way she can come out.
That's kind of how it was presented to us because he was breached. Then they didn't realize the umbilical cord was actually like wrapped around him until they were pulling him out. You know, so it's kind of like it was a good thing that it happened on that day. You know, versus any time
Because
later.
if you would have, if you guys would have tried to wait and try,
there
to do
probably
it
would have been
after or something.
complications or everything else. You know, so
So back to my. I'll wrap it up real quick. So basically, I'm gone. I'm at Chipotle. I'm doing my order at Chipotle. And I get a phone call, and they're like, "Josh, you need to get back here." I said, "Bitch, I'm second in line. I'm not going nowhere. Like, you got me fucked up. I'm like right here, right?" They're like, "No, Josh, they're about to do it. They're about to do it. Send Sharice in there, okay? That's her sister. Send her in there. I'm good. I'll be there when he come out." I'm like, "Shit." So he come out, man. I get in the car. They like, "Josh, he's coming. He's coming." I said, "Okay. I'm on my way. Chipotle's around the corner." Like shit. I was hungry. And so I come out, and the lady, so the nurse, one of the nurses comes out, and so this dumbest shit she ever said. So we're in a goddamn waiting room for babies. She says, "Dad, Dad, bitch, we don't know.
Like,
None of us know if we dads
Like,
here.
you're supposed to know what your kid looks
Yeah.
like.
What the fuck? Who is that?" And then they're like, she's like, "Josh?" I was like, this white dude look like a Josh. Let me wait, She was like, "Thomas." I was like, "Oh, that's me. That's me." She's like, "All right, so they just put her in. They're gonna start cutting her, blah, blah, blah." I swear to God, dude, the bitch was still putting the fucking band on me. And they was like, "Baby." I was like, "You motherfuckers.
Yeah, that shit is quick, homie.
Y'all trying to tell me we could have been up out of this bitch 2 days ago?
Yeah.
In 5 minutes?" Oh my God. I told my girl that shit up to her face when she came out. I said, "The next one, we cutting it out." The next one, we planning a cut. I'll cut the nigga out at home if I have to. We are not going to be sitting here doing this shit. No, not again. Because I mean, dude, my back was fucked up for 3 weeks on that fucking chair.
Yo back was fucked up, but Jamie was cool.
Oh, Jamie was good. She was good, man. Don't trip. Jamie was
is that
good.
what that was?
But like shit, we was fucked. And then so this is another thing. So Jamie wasn't expecting to do the whole C-section thing. So before we left, she's like, "I want this new bed frame, new mattress, blah, blah, blah." This motherfucking bed is like 12 feet off the ground, right? So now she got a C-section. So now we are now
That backfired.
yeah, that backfired real quick. So now we are now sitting here sleeping in our guest room, and I'm sitting here looking at her like, "How do we have people stay the night on this bed? This bed is horrible, right?" And these motherfuckers keep coming. They don't go home. They like, "Oh, we're gonna stay another night."
Wait, Jim's room?
No, the purple room. That's a good bed. But we were in the purple room because I had the lower bed. And I'm sitting up here like, "Oh my God, bro, I had to replace that mattress ASAP." I said, "No, we are not going to be doing this." I said, "I can't believe I've been doing this to the guest." Like, I was like, "Oh no. So, long story short, I'm in the waiting room eating my Chipotle. Lady says, your baby coming. And I'm like, "All right, cool. Put the band on." And then she's like, "He's going to NICU. And you got it." Like, so basically her sister went in for the whole surgery thing, which her sister's a nurse. I said, "Girl, it's probably best that you in there. Because if shit goes wrong, you'll know." She's a plastic surgery nurse. So she'll know what the codes are. She'll know all of that stuff. No, but she'll know all the shit.
Some filler stat.
Right? Like, pull, tuck, snap, staple. No.
Let's fix some things here.
Right.
I'm gonna make it look beautiful.
Let's tighten it up.
But I figured because she's a head, the head nurse in that department, she knows all the surgery codes, what to look for, so on and so forth. So what happened was, in the process of them transferring the baby, Jamie starts throwing up this black shit. I don't know what the fuck it is, but she started throwing up black shit.
That's like venom.
And so when the baby comes out to me, they're rushing him to the NICU because my son came out, he wasn't breathing. So when he came out, he wasn't breathing. By the time I actually got to see him, his heart rate was like sporadic. It was all over the place. Like he would breathe, then he stopped. Then he start breathing again, and he stopped. Oh shit! And I was like, oh fuck. So I was a little nervous. So all I could think about doing was I just grabbed his hand. That's all I could. That was the first thing that came to mind, was just grabbing his hand. So I grabbed his hand, and then all of a sudden his heart started regulating.
Yep, calm him down.
And because like shit, he heard me all 9 months talking shit. Like, nigga, you better go to sleep when you get out of here, bro. We not doing this. So what I mean, bro, I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't let me sleep one day. My 4 hours that I sleep every day. But so I touched him. His heart started regulating, and then the head NICU nurse comes over, and it was a guy, and he's all like, "Is he on oxygen?" I said, "No, we just got in here." And so he's all, well, it looks like he's breathing okay, so we're gonna monitor him. So if we got him on a monitor, because it was scary, dude. I came out, my son has a fucking tube in his nose and his mouth, all this shit. So I didn't know exactly. I was like, shit. And then, yeah, hell yeah. And then his fucking head was like fucking 40 feet long.
And they don't really
cone head like a motherfucker.
They don't really explain shit to you.
No,
either.
because
they just have you just sitting there.
They just have you sitting in there. So then I'm like, and then this lady come try to put a beanie on his fucking head, and the shit don't fit because the nigga head was big as shit. So the beanie is like, it looked like a yarmulke.
Oh my god!
So they put a beanie on this dude.
Oh my god!
And I'm like, God, I said, what the fuck wrong with his head? I'm lost, right? But it's because he was stuck in the birthing canal. So because he was like in the birthing canal already, his head elongated because he was going to be pushed out. But he wasn't supposed to be sitting in the birthing canal for 48 hours.
You look like one of them Egyptian
pharaohs.
pharaohs.
Man, I was like, shit. I said, God damn. I said, my baby came out looking like a cone head like a motherfucker, man. Like, I was like, oh shit. So, yeah, I got emotional because I was like, fuck, it's my first kid. I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm seeing the other people walking out with their kid in their hands.
Looking happy and shit.
Looking happy. I'm in NICU panicking. And then it didn't help because, so the way they have NICU set up at Kaiser is the further wall is long term. So like if you come in, let's say you're a preemie and you come out and you're like, shit, let's say you're born fucking month early or something like that. So you're like super small. They got kids in like incubators and stuff sitting right there with red lights on them and everything. And then you go to the next wall. And then these kids have leveled up from here. So now they're starting to grow and process. Then you go to this wall and then they have the kids that are getting ready to be exited. Well, I'm sitting next to a kid in the incubator, he can't breathe on his own. They have all this stuff on him. And I'm like, God damn, like, so it gets a little traumatizing because you're like, dude, I don't know exactly how this is going to go. Cause I've heard where, you'll have your kid and they'll be in NICU and they'll be in NICU for weeks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
I was when I was a baby, I was in NICU. I was in the NICU for 2 months.
See, and that's the thing. It's like, and that's why your ass is special. No, I'm playing. But those are the things I'm talking about. It's like I'm gonna have to come see my son through a glass. That's what I'm thinking, until he's able to do his thing.
Part, bro.
Yeah, and then I'm like, dude, the first thing he has to experience when he comes to this world is being attached to all these fucking tubes and wires and shit.
Glass jar.
And
I just heard what you said. I just processed what you said.
What did you say?
I was quiet, but I had headphones, so I heard exactly what you said.
What the fuck?
Maybe we do. This is why we need headphones.
When you said the NICU, like NICU, like what did you say?
It's not even prison.
Right? Oh shit!
First time locked up.
Yeah, right. I said, bro, he come out the womb, he already locked up, and they won't let him out. I said, man. So I was like, damn, damn, I have to look through this. I'm gonna, come visit my son every day through a fucking glass, and
commissary.
Yeah, right. I'm like, shit. Hey, nigga, I got
Y'all are assholes.
I got the oodles and noodles in my backpack.
Oh
I got you. All right, I got chicken, beef, and scrimps. All right, you gonna get out. You gonna be good in here.
Make some spread for you,
right? I got you. Like shit. But so I'm still. That's what I'm processing and stuff. And then he comes over and he says, it's been an hour. Dude, the time had gone by so fast. It felt like I was only in there 10 minutes. I didn't realize I had been sitting there holding this dude's hand for a fucking hour.
Damn.
You know, like, and he's all like, he's good. We're going to take him to his mom. And I was like, dude, it was like a weight lifted off my fucking shoulders. And, you know, and then everybody that we had there waiting couldn't see him.
Yeah.
Because
so that's even making them more.
Yeah, so what they did was they looking through the glass at NICU and they see me with him. And so they were like, okay, Josh is in there, we'll leave. And so I called everybody, he's good, you know, blah, blah, blah. So that first night, Jamie told me to go home because, you know, shit, nigga, 2 days without a shower. God, you know, shit starts smelling and shit. No, it just ain't the same.
Bro, you smell like 30 minutes after the
Shit.
shower.
True that. Damn. But
What the fuck?
yeah, but damn, 2 days without a shower and shit. So you like, let me get my ass, let me go home. So I stayed at home that night and I got up at like 4:30 and I drove back to the hospital. But she called me like every 30 minutes. She's like, he's crying. I said, Jamie, baby, feed him. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, he went to sleep. All right, he's crying again. Like, I said, okay, well, damn. I said, well, shit, I might as well stay at the fucking hospital if you was going to call me every fucking 30 minutes.
Nah, still get your shower, but bring your ass right back.
No, because by the time we got him back to the room and everything, visiting hours were over. So once you left, you couldn't go back in.
Yeah.
So I had left and I said, fuck it, I said, Jamie, I'm not going to make it back. I'm just going to stay at home tonight. And as soon as they open up for visiting hours, then I'll be back first thing in the morning. So she just kept, you know, so shit. I was to the point where I was like, damn, she ain't called this 30 minutes. Let me call her. Shit. So we, you know, so first night in the hospital was rough because, so my son came out 9 pounds, 4 ounces. So he was a bigger baby. So what they would generally they say is when a child is that big, they're most likely diabetic. They have like a health concern. So you know, so she had to run through the whole night. She didn't get to sleep his first night of life because they were coming in and they were putting so many tests and tubes and poking him and everything.
They do that shit every 5
because
minutes, bro.
Yeah, because we need to make
All
sure
times of the night.
you know, if he has an insulin deficiency, if he has this, if he has jaundice, we got to get all this stuff started now.
That's what
so
Cassie
before
had,
he goes home, you know.
Cassie had jaundice.
Shit, man. And then on top of that, you know, my ass is black as shit. He came out whiter than Tom. So I was like, I said, hold up.
Who white baby is this?
Who goddamn white baby is this? You know, shit. And I'm sure when I was carrying that, they was like, who goddamn white baby that man got his hand?
This nigga stealing babies.
They said, get his ass. So, you know, but other than that, man, it was like pretty easy. It was definitely new experience. Almost to the point to where the first one was so rough, all the shit that we went through. I was like, bro, I'd rather adopt the second one. I wouldn't want to put her through that shit again. Why the fuck we get home? She like, when we doing number 2? Nigga, you almost died. Like, what are you talking about?
The second one, I mean, as long as you do it within a certain period too, is from what I've heard, easier.
Yes.
So
Second one is easy.
That's because
I mean, it's definitely easier to do it within a certain amount of time because after, what is it, 14, 18 months?
No, like
I think
through
it's
the
like
whole
18 months,
birthing
16
process.
It's
16 to 18 months.
Well, I think
After
it's,
that,
yeah,
it's like
16,
almost like
18.
restarts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So because the body has already gone through that trauma, if you do it again so quick, the body doesn't really hasn't fully healed. So it already knows like, all right, fuck it, it's still pliable.
Yeah, the body hasn't healed. My emotions haven't healed either.
But you know what? Surprisingly,
Y'all are
dude.
going through some rough shit.
You know
Bro,
what?
yeah.
Surprisingly, bro, throughout the whole fucking thing, she didn't say shit negative about me. She didn't call me on my name. She did have a demon moment once or twice. I got her on recording.
So she still had respect.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
She came
But-
correct.
Yeah. She didn't come out like fucking Satan. She didn't come
Okay.
out like, whoa, you know, she
Because that
wasn't like that.
postpartum shit is crazy.
Man.
Well, you know, here I'm done with my story. I would like to hear your whole birthing story.
My whole birthing story is a blur, honestly.
Same.
Well, it was honestly so smooth, easy because it was all scheduled.
And you got to sleep in the fucking bed.
I got to sleep in the bed. I mean, he only stayed in the hospital. Like, we were only there for 2 days. The nurses never took him without me being there. Like that was the main thing. I'm like, I'm not letting you take my kid without me being there. You know, I've heard all these fucking stories.
Well, where
I
did
held
you,
him.
Where did you have your son?
Kaiser.
Okay, so
Riverside too?
Oh yeah.
so
Was it
no, you
Riverside?
had Riverside Community, right?
Riverside Community?
So what I didn't know is Kaiser puts a tracking device on the baby and mom
Because they do
They put a
swaps.
little. They put a little small
People do
little
swaps.
input.
on both of you guys.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
Yeah.
it's in case like they do need to take your baby. Mom has to make sure her barcode and the numbers on her barcode match the same barcode as on the baby.
Yeah.
And it's because of, you know, like, I don't know if you guys heard about that lady.
Bunch of
the
weirdos
nurse.
that just be
Yeah.
stealing.
Well, the
fucking
nurse that
kids.
admitted that she swapped 100 fucking kids.
I hear that shit.
So there was a nurse back in the 80s who admitted that she, on her deathbed, that she swapped kids.
Yeah.
Like purposely swapped kids.
Oh, she's an ass.
So it's like one of those situations where now they're trying to do every precaution so that you know and they know you got the right damn baby.
Where your kid is at?
Yeah, you know, they want to make sure you're not bringing home Brad's baby when Brittany's the one that didn't, that Brittany the one had the motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, and his dad's name is Patrick, not Brad. So, you know, so that's all it is.
Yeah, everything was pretty smooth.
5,000 babies.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Facts or fiction? Nurse switched 5,000 babies.
That's fucking crazy.
Wow. You
All right,
know,
go ahead, Tom.
right there. Right, scroll down. Right there.
Did a nurse in
Zimbabwe.
Zambia
Admit.
on her deathbed that she switched 5,000 babies during her career and gave them to the wrong parents? No. After the story was published, the hospital in question investigated and discovered there was never was a nurse by that name. Oh, okay. So, yeah. Well, it was fake news.
I was gonna say that's kind of fucked up. I mean,
Yeah.
be surprised.
I'm sure.
I could see
I'm
stuff
sure
like
it's
that happening,
happened.
though.
It might have happened on accident or purposely, but
Right.
that's still a fucked up thing to do.
I don't know. I don't know. I understand that there's like fake news out there because we got a lot of fake news going on every day. But
Yeah.
you know, it's like when you see a scary movie, motherfuckers got that shit because it was real.
It's estimated that around 20,000 babies are switched at birth each year in the U.S.
Oh hell no.
Wow, that's crazy. One source says
Study
up
showed
to
that-
500,000 babies are at risk of misidentification. Through most are not switched permanently.
You can't say nothing. Bad
So
about my kids.
misidentification, is that like
well, there you go.
the misgendered?
My kids is my kids. I mean,
1995
you
to
can look at them and tell them
2008.
that shit.
Only 8 cases of babies.
You can
switched
tell
at
which kid's
birth.
yours. Like my kid's a spitting
So
image of me.
documented.
I'm like, oh my
So
god.
it says 8. It says documented though, but how many of those people were undocumented? Well, in our case, we shouldn't be talking about undocumented
Let's
people.
not go there. Let's not do that.
Half my family.
Let's not do that.
Well, but you know, in that case, like how many of those people no one even decided to check,
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
you know?
at that shit.
And imagine how many babies does, delivery section of a hotel, hospital see? You know, how many babies do you see come through there? Like, shit, at one point, I'm sure, I don't know how Octomom didn't lose all them motherfuckers. I'd have lost one of them motherfuckers in the process. Shit.
What's the Octomom?
The bitch had like 90
She
kids.
had 8 kids.
Yeah, she literally had 8 kids.
Octo, 8.
I know what the fuck it is.
Ain't 90 kids.
No, but she had more kids than that.
Well, she probably did.
Her biggest one, so she tried the in vitro thing. And what happened is they implant a huge amount of eggs.
Yeah.
Well, in the process of them implanting the huge amount of eggs, the 8 eggs they implanted, all 8 of them went through his sperm.
That's
So,
her?
yep.
Damn.
That's all her kids right there? Oh, goddamn.
That's not that Johnny Kate plus 8, right?
No. Shit, I heard he was an asshole.
I heard she was
shit.
a fucking.
She had a shit ton.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Except for Tom right there with the jacket.
Well, you start at the top. you start at the first one. You're like, okay, and then she starts running out of ink along the way. So
Well, I'm looking at that one in the corner on the left side. He looked kind of like a murderer. That motherfucker, he is not the motherfucker you want to take his milk in the fucking lunchroom.
hi guys.
He gonna kill your ass.
That's the one you want to be
He's
friend.
definitely gonna bring a gun to school.
So, what's one thing that you guys will, whether it's from birth or to now, with your kids, what's one event with your kid that you'll always remember that will that's instilled in your brain, whether it's good or bad? One thing.
Well, seeing that I've only known the nigga 5 months.
It took me only maybe 6 weeks for this one to actually like instill in my brain forever, which is the circumcision.
Dude, I heard the smell on that is horrible.
That will forever be instilled in my fucking brain. Walking into that room, watching this kid go up on this little thing like Jesus Christ. Like they straight up put him in like this.
Yeah.
They strap him in
Yep.
to this metal like contraption, and his arms are back, his head's like in there.
You got Brandon?
And
No.
bro, it's the saddest fucking. You know, it broke my fucking heart. It still does to my day, to this day.
I know this ain't on camera, but whatever. There's been a lot of talk lately about circumcision specifically, and how pointless it is.
Right.
You know, it's a tradition that came from ancient scriptures, and maybe back then it was somewhat symbolic, but back then it was because fucking cleaning was not as often as it is now. Hygiene
is
was
horrible.
not as prominent as it is now. So and not to mention, from what I've read and what I've heard from a lot of people, what happens is the tip of your penis actually starts losing sensitivity when you're circumcised, you know? And I didn't realize this until one day I decided to walk around my hoodie up, you know, and just my boxers rubbing up against that shit. It's uncomfortable. It's painful almost,
Yes.
you know, as opposed to y'all just walk around with that shit rubbing on your boxers all day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's because over time it
It's
builds up.
sensitivity, exactly.
Yeah, but that's why
builds
your
up.
sensitivity level isn't as high.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Because
I
you
can
do not
see
have that extra layer of protection.
It has been
Right.
talked about lately to where like it's like, why are we still doing this? It's more of a
Right.
cultural thing.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
it is to a cultural point, but like for me, I was like, look, I'm circumcised, you know, so it's kind of like you do whatever like you think is, you know, you think is best or whatever. And we've always been taught that it's the cleanlier way, and whether it's been proven or not, I was like, look, I've had no problems. I don't see a problem with it. I've never seen, you know, any issues with it. So fuck it. But then when I saw that, I was like, I wouldn't recommend this to anyone.
It's
that broke. Like,
it's genital mutilation.
yeah, I was like, holy fuck, like what the?
That's like if we make women.
and he was 6 weeks old.
He was
You know,
young.
like
I
that's
was
crazy.
I was like, oh my
to
god,
be 6 weeks old.
They
and this
told,
is the
they
trauma
told
that
us
you're
like
going
that he
through.
had to have it done like within this amount of time. We were like, and I was like, that's just a circumcision. And then I walked in and I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, you're
and like
right.
this kid, like we looked dead in the eyes.
Like, what kind
Me
of
and him looked
BS
dead in the
shit?
eyes, and he just like,
He said, "Father, why have you forsaken me?"
Right? He's like, God damn.
yeah, dude. And
He
like
said,
I
and
walked
this
out,
shit
and
is
I was
cold and I'm butt ass naked.
bro, I was crying.
All word.
Yeah, dude, I was crying. You know, it still makes me tear up. And you know, I walked in and Crystal looked at me because she couldn't, you know, she's like, couldn't go in. And I was like, no, I got it. No worries. And then I was like, that's the hardest thing I will ever have to do.
God damn.
That's the hardest thing I ever had to do. I don't care.
What about you? Did you get cast and all them circumcised? No.
Actually, you can.
General mutilation, sure. What about you guys? What's your guys' number? Best or worst?
Like, yeah, I would say my worst was day one. Like, just seeing him come in and he's like,
Not breathing and everything.
yeah, you know, he's not breathing. And then,
That would be the same for me.
like, mine was day one. It was just like, that's, you know, and I mean, like I said, I only know a nigga 5 months.
Yeah. But
So, like,
either way, that's
The on-
scary, dude.
The only
Yeah.
reason why that's the same for me is because, like I said, we didn't find out the same exact day. We had to find out
later on.
which was kind of like even more fucked up.
It's kind of weird though because like I don't know, how did you guys feel throughout the whole pregnancy?
I almost fainted.
I didn't know how to feel.
No, I'm talking about from like.
Wait, why?
Yeah. Whoa. What?
When they were like discussing everything.
No, I mean like through like
No. I'm
like,
talking
from
about
like
through
3
beginning.
months, 6 months, 9 months.
Yeah.
I was cool. Most of the time she was going through it.
You kept your
I was
distance?
working.
Yeah. You said what?
He kept his distance.
Oh no, shit, I
I had
was right
no-
there because I was working from home.
Yeah,
Shit.
I was working the whole time that she was going through it.
Yeah.
So like,
It didn't really affect. I mean, in all reality, it didn't really affect us that
It doesn't
much.
really affect that
and
much. To it.
nothing really prepares you till the fucking day.
That's
Bro, is that-
still
I mean,
now?
And I mean, even then, you're
Still
like,
now it don't
you're like,
fucking-
oh shit, like
it's like
he's here.
No fucking books on this shit.
it's crazy
Oh, there's
because.
books, but they don't.
So I got a
don't help.
family who
White people
moved-
read those books, and even I looked at it, and I was like, fuck it. We'll wing it.
I got a family who
He's alive to this day, so we're good.
I got a new family who moved in down the street from us, right? So we were, Jamie's 9 months pregnant. She's literally, if she walked near any sharp edges, she was gonna blow. So we're trying to walk the baby out. We're trying to, get that's what they say, walk the baby out. And so we walking, and then they like kind of start talking to us and stuff. And the guy was all like, the husband, he's all like, so, how are you feeling about having the baby? I was like, oh, she the one got to go through that
Yeah,
shit,
like-
not me. Shit.
I don't like when they ask that question because I'm like,
I said,
I don't feel nothing.
nothing different. I'm good. He's like, dude, you're the calmest person I've ever
Yeah.
seen talking about a baby. And I was like,
get like because you know how some dads get like nausea and shit, like they
I
get some
didn't-
of the symptoms.
No,
hell
No, I
no.
did.
You did?
I did.
I got
I
fatter.
didn't get nothing. Yeah, thank you. Because I would fall into her cravings.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I gained some weight.
I was
That's
like,
how come
oh,
me and
you
this
want
store
carne
started to
asada
go back to the gym.
Nachos again?
Yeah, I was like, well, fuck it. I guess we'll go there. Like, literally, you guys got to understand.
Right. Ice
For
cream?
4 years, my lady was vegetarian. She finds out she's pregnant. This motherfucker went straight, like, carnivore. Like,
What was like the most craziest craving?
oh, bro, we damn near bought a Wingstop. What are you talking about? like, no bullshit, bro. I swear to God. So during her pregnancy, she got shipped out of town. She had to work out of town while she was doing her thing. And because I have the flexibility with my schedule, I worked from where she was. I mean, literally every fucking day. We were out of town for 2 months.
Wingstop.
Wingstop.
What about you, Sean?
Chocolate covered strawberries were to hers, which is kind of normal. I mean,
Cause yeah, I was gonna say,
Six
bro,
weeks.
she just asked for those last week.
yeah, well, no, bro, last week she asked for me for these. It's like sour covered grapes, right? And I was like, so I go to the store and I'm like, yeah, I get no problem.
Fuck are sour covered grapes.
It's literally like almost like a warhead, but instead of like the hard candy inside it, it's a grape.
grapes.
Oh shit! I didn't
Yeah,
heard of
so
that.
it's
Fuck do you
it's
get those?
healthy.
Try that.
Yo, what Whole
Healthy.
I love you.
stay
I
to
love you
brothers.
and try
Shit,
that.
Whole Foods
So
on
anyway,
crack.
so-
Like,
So I went to the store and
does
I was
sound
like,
like
what
shit,
do you want? And she's like, oh, they have the sour covered grapes and they also have this. And I was like, all right, well, you only get one.
hey, wait, it's so funny how you say that. That is the same shit your parents used to tell you when you were like, you could go to the store and you get whatever one item your ass for. And to have to tell your girl that shit, you like, bro, now I know why they told us this shit. Because if I let her
You go
get whatever
crazy.
the fuck oh my God.
Yeah, but I mean, she was grateful that she got that. I came back with my chocolate covered bananas. So, I just didn't like the sour shit. I tried that. I fucking shrunk right up. I was like, oh my God. This shit's fucking sour as shit.
Ugh.
But chocolate covered bananas is actually pretty bomb.
Okay.
Well, my lady's craving was tacos. Yes, I know. Don't say shit. Fuck y'all.
What kind of tacos?
Street tacos.
Of course.
What kind of
Like
street
the little
tacos?
small, like the carne asada tacos.
Damn.
Yes.
Find those on the corner.
Right before
Wow.
right before we went in to for Cassie to come out, we went to this taco place and me and her both killed 18 tacos apiece.
I understand her.
You were pregnant.
You.
Hey, homie.
Hey, bro. You want to know what was crazy?
Hey, homie.
Like,
I was hungry.
I
knew I wasn't gonna eat being in the fucking
was
hospital,
hungry.
I
bro.
couldn't, like, for some reason, I've never been able to eat that like that. I don't know how the fuck you do
I can
that.
still do that shit now.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how because nigga, you come to my house,
Bruh.
this nigga make 3 plates before he eat the first plate.
It's because
How you
he
make
still
3
has
to go
something.
plates, nigga? You ain't even tried nothing yet.
He has something called metabolism. Still,
I know mine
okay?
is fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is my shit is in reverse.
By the time it hits his stomach, by the time it goes in, it's already burned up.
It's already gone. My ass, on the other hand, it said, "Nah, nigga, we
Even
still
the lady-
working on
even
that
the
shit
lady
for
at
3
the
years
Ours
ago."
piles up and it comes out an hour after.
Even if the lady
Exactly.
at the restaurant was like, okay, she asked me what I wanted. I was like, no, we're gonna get 18 each. And she was like, oh. Killed that shit in like at least 30, like
She's like, fuck, we gotta work
30
too
minutes.
hard.
That shit was gone. Oh no, they still happening.
Damn.
Whoa.
Best moments mostly.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Toddler life is awesome.
Dude, I'll be honest. I'm weird. I literally take a picture of my son every day. Like every fucking day. It's just like he wakes up, I take a picture.
Yeah.
He fucking, I don't care. I got to make sure every
He
day my
changes every
camera
day,
roll.
so.
And it's funny because I just, 2 days ago, so Thursday, I was sitting there and I'm going through my phone and I have a folder for him. And I was like, let me just scroll through and see like how much this dude has changed. I mean, dude went from white to Mexican to black in like 3 months. So, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. He went from, you don't look at shit. Michelle is calling him.
I know. She's calling me. I just texted her.
Yeah, he's so anyway,
Dad's been blowing me the fuck up.
so my son, I see my son literally go from 3 races in 3 months because the boy came out white as fuck. And then all of a sudden he started looking Mexican. Now he's starting to look like a light-skinned black dude. And I'm like,
Look
okay.
Like Ice Cube when he be mad.
Oh yeah,
He
my son got
whole
that
fucking
look,
face.
man. He got that mean mug. He do. I don't know where he got that from, but he's definitely got that mean looking face on him. But one thing, it's funny because every day when they're that little, you see how the what they learned yesterday has now they've
Been forgotten.
they use it. Like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah.
My kid don't forget shit. Bro,
Your kid forget shit?
Bro, my kid is
Nah,
like,
you gotta say that. What?
what the hell your kid
No,
forget?
because it's not like it's learned one day, right? The next day, they're probably gonna forget. As they consist, as it becomes
No,
more
you're talking,
consistent,
No, well, I'm talking about how this dude
Like-
is developing just in general. Like, he went
Like body
from,
movements. or
yeah,
what?
like body movements. Like, he basically goes from not even understanding how to move his arms to now he's moving his arms, grabbing stuff. He's starting to scream. He's starting to use his voice. He's looking. And for some reason, everyone that sees my son says that he is very, very, very fucking like focused.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I said, well, what the fuck is a 5-month-old supposed to be doing? Apparently, 5 months old just be looking airheaded and shit, looking up in the sky. My kid be mean mugging your ass. Like,
Yeah.
Very much so.
yeah, he be like, nigga, where my money?
Yeah.
He got that look. Like, nigga, you didn't pay your rent last week. You better keep my goddamn money.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, it's crazy to see how he develops. And then it's like, dude, I'll be honest. Like, the first 2 months, I thought it was weird because he would never laugh. He never smile. He never,
Well,
he
you
just,
ain't gonna do-
yeah,
that's
but
early.
I didn't know that. So I'm like, dude, he don't smile, he don't do shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
something
lay
wrong.
there and sleep.
Shit, I said, I used to call him baby radio for a minute there, man, because I don't know what he was doing.
And I kept telling you, you gotta stop calling.
Yeah,
him
yeah.
that,
I was like, oh man, I got a baby radio. Nigga don't make no facial expression, he don't move nothing. He just sit there with a
bro.
blank
He don't
face.
know
right?
you niggas.
I didn't know that nigga. What you mean?
That's better than what I called him. You know what I called him? I called him Manny Fresh.
Oh shit.
That's even more fucked up. God damn.
Yeah.
Manny Fresh look like a baby. All right.
He do like a big ass
He
baby.
look like a big old baby, bro.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Look
So-
like a fucking dyke.
I'm sitting.
He does.
Hold up.
Have you seen that meme?
I don't think Tom knows what Manny Fresh looks like.
But have you seen the meme
Manny Fresh
where it
is
says
a
like
dyke.
if I was a dyke and it give you 3 options and Manny
Yeah.
Fresh is option number 2?
That nigga he looks like a dyke, homie.
It says dyke haircuts or some shit like that.
That nigga is a straight dyke.
Yeah, that shit is so funny, bro. He does.
Dyke.
Look, that one right there.
All dyke pictures.
Yep. Yep. He look like a stud. But man, yes.
Well, we're gonna wrap up in a bit, but before we do, there is some questions that I looked up that, I mean, I think out of anybody, obviously I don't have kids.
Which is crazy because you Mexican. You should have had a kid at
Hopefully-
like 8.
Guatemalan, all right. But yeah,
Same shit.
same. Maybe one day I'll be blessed enough to, have one. But this is good questions for you guys. The first question would be, how has being a father changed you? There's a lot of people talk. I mean, it's a life-changing experience. So how has being a father changed you? Period. We'll start with Josh and move on to Tom and then John.
Honestly, I feel like being a dad, he has definitely honestly, I feel like being a dad, he's actually calmed me down a little bit because, like I was kind of a hothead and was like, didn't give a fuck about what you got to say, who the fuck you are, and I curse you the fuck out. Very loud type of person. Now I feel like I've definitely calmed down a little bit on that. And I don't know, you guys can tell me. You guys have been with me out through the whole 5 months. I think there's definitely been a transition in my life when it comes to trying to figure out what aspects that I can give this kid that I think are positive aspects of me and what aspects I don't want him to have. So in the process of that, I'm also starting to learn myself a little bit more, and I'm trying to adjust myself to give him a better view of who his father is, because eventually he's going to want to be his father. I'm going to be his idol. And I don't want him to have any of the bad traits. It's like when you go through a fucking thing of trail mix and you like, nigga, I hate these goddamn raisins. I'm about to pull these raisins out and I'm going to eat the good shit. So right now I'm picking out all my raisins. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I'm adjusting. And it's weird because I'm not one person to change, right? I don't give a fuck what you got to say. I don't care who the fuck you are. You guys know this.
Yes.
This little dude hasn't even said nothing to me, and I'm already fucking trying to change for his ass. It's crazy. Like he can't even say shit.
That's what kids do for you.
Yeah, so I'm like, so if anything, like I still, like don't get me wrong. Like I want my son to be able to handle his shit. Somebody walk up on you talking some shit to you, gotta lay a nigga out. That's fine. But I also want my son to understand that you don't have to be loud when you're doing it. You could be quiet. You could be that person that observes more, handle it, and then, hand people their ass.
All right, Tom. I like how you say quiet because you were the loudest motherfucker.
Exactly.
All right. Anyways,
By the way, I bought these mic stands because I want to put the mic right in front of you, motherfuckers.
I didn't want to cover my mouth.
Go away from the mic, like you move.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Nigga, the mic is moving.
Well, that's because you got to tighten the knob.
And I tightened it twice.
So even when we had the standalone mic,
Yeah.
it was hard to mix you. So that's why I bought these fucking mic stands. But anyways, Tom, go ahead.
Fuck y'all.
So being a dad changed my life. Actually, prior to Theodore, and it was kind of it's weird because it's weird how things kind of line up. Because me and my lady had a hard time getting pregnant and keeping the baby because there's many miscarriages.
Well, hold on. Could you explain why it took you guys so long to get pregnant?
No, stop. But there was
we can't explain it because there are so many miscarriages.
yeah.
Huh.
If you don't mind putting that out there.
How many?
How many?
About 4.
Oh, shit.
So
That's gonna be rough.
yeah, and so it kind of became to a point where I was like, okay, we're done trying. if it happens, it happens. And, you know, with all the stress, they say, you know, stress is like the number one killer,
Definitely.
which definitely is. And with me being in the motorcycle club, that put on a lot of stress. You guys all know how some of that lifestyle was, drugs and everything else. And so, I mean, there was a bunch of stress that came with it. After I left the club, it was instant. We got pregnant. It was after the club, we got pregnant.
You don't think it's just
2 months
you're-
later.
You don't think it's because your testicles weren't as hot as
No.
because you're riding the bike all the time?
I was still riding the bike a lot though.
Okay. I was just wondering.
You know, and so it was like as soon as we got pregnant, I was like, oh shit, like, you know, this kind of like came into play because this happened. I changed my lifestyle, you know, kind of just to better myself and my lady. And now next thing you know is this happened. Like, I'm not super religious, but at the same time, God works in mysterious ways. He's not going to give you something you're not ready for unless he knows you're ready for it. You know what I mean? And so, you know, he can't, you know, Bubba came and it was just a whole shift in my attitude on life, on what I need to like prioritize. And I mean, you guys see, I never ride the bike anymore. You know, it's like just becoming more responsible, I think, is what he made me, you know, and trying to understand, like, I didn't grow up with a father, you know, so it's,
same here.
I need to be there as much as I can to teach him along the way. So, and he's almost 2. So,
Well, unlike y'all, I got 2 girls, so
Sorry about that.
it's actually fine. Like it's actually cool, but I'm like I've changed dramatically with both of them because I didn't have both parents in the same house, even though I still had both parents. Well, have both parents. But I've changed everything from my attitude, from everything. Just attitude, the way I want to do shit, the way I carry myself. Hell, even the fucking way I dress. Even the music that I play. I don't even play a lot of... I play... On the way up here, we was fucking listening to the Whispers. Like,
It was funny because I saw your post on Instagram.
yeah.
He said it's just an old school type of day.
Yeah.
This nigga would never do that. He would talk shit on me because I'd be listening to old school. Yeah, he'd be like, what the hell? He's like, nigga, why? What? This ain't it. I want to hear gunshots in the back and niggas getting shot. And I was like, yeah, we don't, and, you know, shit.
That shit...
And then the coochie pink and booty hole brown bitch.
I
You
hate
know,
that
like,
bitch. But anyways, yeah, that they really just even the way I even if me and their mom are like arguing, I don't even put that in front of them because I want to show them like never have somebody. I'm not saying that I do this, but never have like a man in your face yelling at you.
Yeah.
Cause it's like it's different raising 2 girls. Like I gotta show them actually what the fuck a man does. So fucking Valentine's Day, I don't just buy their mom shit, I buy them shit.
mm-hmm.
And like just random days when I'm buying them Michelle flowers, I buy like I spoil the fuck. Yeah. I do that to them. So that shit's crazy though.
I have 2 more questions. This camera might die in a bit, but we still got that one, so it's cool. I'm gonna go a little longer than expected. There's another one. There's 2 that I really want to ask, and essentially they're kind of the same questions, so I'm gonna just make them both into one big question. The first part of it is, what do you enjoy the most about being a dad? And second one would be, and then what is the most rewarding part about being a dad? So what do you guys enjoy the most? And then what rewards the most of being a dad? We'll go back around again with Josh, then Tom, then John.
I think the most enjoyable part is just seeing this guy develop. You know, like I said, I've only known my son 5 months. Shit, he's only known me 5 months. But it's like just seeing from where day one is and where 5 months has gone, and seeing how his hand-eye coordination, his, you know, him starting to stand up, him starting to try to crawl, him starting to roll over, seeing all of that and seeing his little brain. Because my son, you could just see when he's focused on something, he's like, I'm going to try this shit and figure it out until I'm done. Like, yeah. I was, one of the examples that I had was, I thought us putting him on a bottle, it took us 3 days to do it. I thought that was hell. I've talked to people who have tried fucking months to put their child on a bottle. Yeah. This dude realized quick. He was like, if I don't get on this bottle, I ain't gonna eat. Shit, I'm on this bottle. Yeah, we had to put him in a little headlock, get his head to stay in one spot, try to introduce him to this bottle and everything. It was like, first day was hell. Second day, okay, it's starting to get better. Third day, he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna just take it. Right. So I was like, dude, so seeing that and seeing how he just every day is him getting better and better and better and developing himself. It's like, it's cool, you know, to see him try to start to stand, to see him try to start to roll, see him try to start to crawl. I mean, that is just crazy to see it from
that's like
the
beginning.
Best
moments.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And it like, to me, from, you know, a single parent household and my dad not being there, when I see those moments, I could never put myself in the shoes of my dad to understand why he wouldn't have been there. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, dude, I wouldn't have missed this shit for the world. Yeah. So
and then part of the brain.
Yeah. And then I would say the most like rewarding thing is just getting up every day and I'm next to my son, and every fucking day this dude has a smile. Yeah. It's so crazy how he just
wake up.
He just wakes up and he's smiling. He's like, I'm like, bruh, all you do is wake up. You can't even walk. You can't talk. I have to feed you. I have to do all of this for you, right? And it's crazy that he just wakes up smiling every day. It's like you can do no wrong for this
they
child.
Got no fears, bro.
Dude, it's just every day he just wakes up, he's smiling, he's looking up at you. And it's funny because we have this bond where at night before we go to bed, we scream at each other. Me and him, we scream at each other every night. We yell, like, right? And I just do it the entire amount, right? And then in the morning, if he feels like, oh, I'm not paying attention to him or something, he'll fucking roll over. He'll hit me and he'll start screaming. Hey, motherfucker. He'll start screaming at me. So he's already started to develop like, oh, this is something I can do with my dad. So my girl has started to realize like when she's breastfeeding, I can't be in the room. If he hears my voice, he'll rip off of that motherfucker like no tomorrow. And he'll look like, where's my dad? I hear my dad. And it's so cool seeing that. Because like I've never had anybody in my life that wanted me that much. So to see that my son is the person that is like out of a crowd of people, he'll find me. Yeah. And same with his mom. A crowd of people, he's like, that's my mom. So all right, Tom.
Yeah. My favorite part, yeah, is right now the wrestling. Dude, yeah, we're at the toddler stage, and this kid, he loves to be rough right now. Yeah, you know, I mean, I got kicked in the head the other night, but yeah, I mean, you get the most. What is it? Not is it melatonin, serotonin. And the best like bond with your boy is actually
I'm not even gonna tell you why John knows that about
I mean, honestly, wrestling.
Trust it's about to happen as soon as it's over.
But it's cool because like
y'all want them gummies.
Hey, homie.
Y'all want some gummy bears?
Hey, homie.
He said them niggas ain't making it home. Like they gonna be knocked out.
Cassie don't need it more. She needed.
That's cool because every night it's he learns something different. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude! Like I know I'm gonna put him in taekwondo or something when he's like 3-4 years old. Because number one, he's gonna be small as shit, so he needs to defend himself. Most rewarding thing right now is it's kind of sad, but like for me, I'm like yes, because he finally he hasn't wanted me that much when he was growing up to like now. It's like, Dad, where are you? You know? And he doesn't say that, but like, he'll come out from like a nap or whatever, be like, Dad, you know, I'll be gone at work. And so he'll try and face my time in, whether or not I can get to her or not. But I'm like, and so it's like, as soon as I get home, he's like, Dad. And I'm like, Dad, let's go. You know? And he's like, let's go outside. I'm like, dude. He has a little roller coaster and stuff. So it's cool, like building that bond over time, you know? Like, you got your own little person.
Look, I'll jump in real quick. I know for a fact God didn't give me a girl for a reason.
Yeah.
Because he just knew I wasn't gonna be able. Like, I'm not the sensitive type. I can't.
Oh no.
Nah, y'all know how I am, bro.
Well, my kid,
Shit.
he was on his little 3-wheeler bike, whatever it is, and he decides that he wanted to bomb a hill.
It's a tricycle. Bro.
Yeah, bomb a hill. Well, it's got 2 in the front, 2 big wheels in the back, or whatever. And he starts going down and starts getting a little squabbly.
Still a tricycle.
Nigga, shut up. Let him finish.
Oh, I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure it's still a
Shut up.
tricycle though. I'm just letting you know.
It's got 4 wheels. And so it gets squabbly, and he just, bam, just right on the concrete. And he gets up, his mom's like, oh my God, my baby. And I'm like, he's fine. And she's like, my baby, he's bleeding. And he's like crying. And I'm like, leave him alone. And he comes over to me. I'm like, we're good? He's like, we're good. And I was like, high five, knuckles. And he gets back on the bike, bleeding. But he was good. You know, I was like, okay, nothing's broken. We can get to the car. We can go clean him up, whatever. But I was like, I'm not going to teach my kid that once you fall and like, yeah, you're bleeding. I had kids who grew up with broke bones. And guess what? They did. They walked home, came back with the brace the next day and kept going. Like,
What the fuck out of my arm?
you know?
All right, John.
Man. Honestly, bro, I wouldn't change any of this in the world for me at all. Just having these little girls just there. Especially now that my career has shifted differently, and because Cassie's whole being here, I was working the whole entire time. I've never been at home. I've only seen them. And plus I work fucking nights, so I only see them in the morning and they're off to school. But being like stay-at-home dad now, it's the fucking best thing ever. I understand what Michelle said is kind of rough. It does get rough at days, especially when I'm trying to do their fucking hair, but I'm getting a little bit better with the ponytail.
I was about to say, I seen that last ponytail.
It's a little,
Get that vacuum hose.
it's
That
like,
shit don't work on black hair.
no, it don't.
That shit is not.
I tried.
No.
Yeah, just like being like a stay-at-home dad, just waking them up and shit. Like, I love doing that shit. I wouldn't change that shit for nothing. I thought it was rough like the first day. But once they realized like, oh shit, this nigga's not going to work. Like he's actually the one that's picking me up and doing this whole shit. They actually adjusted to it a lot. And they used to go to Michelle a lot to say, oh, I need help with this or I need help with that. And they would just walk right past me like I'm just a fucking stop sign.
Yeah.
But now it's like opposite.
Yeah.
I'm just
So-
like, fuck.
Would
You
that-
actually feel wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that transition, like, how does your wife feel about it? Is she like not being the priority?
It makes her sad sometimes, but
Yeah. I'm kind of was dealing with that too when Jamie went back to work, and I'm all like, so she tells him every morning, don't do nothing cool while I'm gone. I was like, he's 5 months. He ain't gonna do shit cool, but shit on himself. But I said, okay.
I don't mind it though. Like it's really dope, bro.
Yeah.
And the best things is just I love being a dad, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I was probably more afraid of being a dad than I kind of in my mind. I kind of like mind fucked myself with being a dad because I didn't understand the concept of it because I didn't have a dad. So I was like, dude, there had to be a reason. Like being a dad must have been that bad to why my dad wanted to leave in the first place. So it's all like, why the fuck do I want to do this, right? And then I come across it and I'm like, dude, this is the easiest shit I probably had to do.
I don't know, like a lot of people say like raising children is gonna be difficult and hard. It's really,
I'm
sorry to be
You gotta have- you gotta-
somebody, but it's really
it's not that fucking hard.
It's
not
hard
hard.
for bad parents. That's the thing.
Yeah. It's hard for the person that didn't want to be a parent.
Yeah.
You know, like, but when you
people shouldn't have kids.
no.
oh, 100%.
That's you hit the right.
But when you sit there and you've like understood, like, hey, this is me. This is who I am now. This is what I want to do now. You're like, no matter what the fuck is thrown at you,
Yeah.
you're gonna figure out a way to turn that negative to a positive. You're gonna be like, this is great. You know, like. I don't know.
So I'm just gonna warn you guys for tomorrow because this is gonna be a interesting day tomorrow if this does happen. So Theodore is in the stage of number one, putting his hand into his butt crack.
Right on.
Grabbing shit.
So watch out for hands, okay, just in case.
That's why I don't touch your child.
Also, he's into taking off his shorts and diaper.
Got it.
So
Free balling.
So
what Tom's
Tom,
talking
I
about.
don't know if the neighbors would appreciate
So what Tom's talking about tomorrow,
nudist child.
we're having a Father's Day get together at Josh's house tomorrow, and it's Josh's first Father's Day, and so he's excited. We're excited for him. We're excited for all of y'all. But before we wrap up, I kind of want to congratulate you guys because we all know stories of fathers who weren't in their child's life, who abandoned their kids. You know, a lot. It's universal. Whatever you're, black, white, brown, it doesn't matter. Like it happens. It happens, and it happens with mothers too. A lot of mothers leave too. But me personally, I'm very, I guess, grateful in a way that I'm surrounded by men who fucking handle their shit. You know, they stay with their kids, and you guys are great fathers, and I applaud you guys for that. I really do, because it's a father figure is very important in a child's life, whether boy or girl. It is a very important part for a kid's development. So, hey, kudos to you guys. For real, my respects to you guys. And if I'm ever lucky enough to have a kid, I
know we're already put shit in the pot.
I pray that that I'm half the fathers that you guys are. To tell you the truth, like shit. Congratulations to you guys, for real, for being really good fathers, really great fathers, and I respect the hell out of that. That being said, Josh, last time you were here, there is a clip that we put out on TikTok that it didn't go viral, but a lot of people did comment on it, and we brought up a question that a lot of people hadn't thought of, and I was getting a lot of feedback for. We found a black Amish.
They're fucking black Amish. God damn it!
Last time we was here, last time me and Josh did a podcast together, we asked a question. We're like, "Is there such thing as a black Amish?"
Shit, I said no.
And we put that clip out. And I want to give a special shout out to
niggas like Chargers. There's no way.
I want to give a special shout out to Killa Sam on TikTok. When we put that video out, she said she went down. Once we asked that question, she said she went down a rabbit hole. Like, she's like, I gotta find a fucking black Amish, and she did. She sent me this screenshot. Again, shout out to Killa Sam. We have found a black Amish.
Oh my God. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There is a whole group, apparently. There is,
and there is no Chrysler 300 anywhere near.
And apparently there's a whole group of black Amish, and there's a page, I guess, called Amish Adventures on TikTok. And yeah, there is.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, bro, you want to switch that? Bring a fucking SRT, fucking Dodge Charger to a fucking Amish community. They will no longer be Amish anymore. I don't know what it is about niggas and fucking Mopar. The shit, no, they just, no.
Yeah, so there's the answer to the question that we asked. And again, shout out to Killa Sam. Yeah, we have found a black Amish.
Ain't that some shit?
Damn.
Well, all right.
The only nigga I know that won't react if they hear a Dodge Charger key hit the ground. Yeah. God damn. That bitch don't even know what lights are. That's crazy. Shit. Everybody at her house black.
She has never heard a Tupac song.
Oh, Lord.
Someone's got to reach out to her.
She's never heard the Temptations.
Not the Temps. Oh, no.
Yeah.
no.
Well, hey,
What about the Michael Jackson, the white
she
and the
don't know
black?
nothing about Michael Jackson. They don't use technology. They Amish don't, you know. So, yeah, they're out there. They are out there.
Oh, Keisha.
Does it say her name? Like what her name is?
No, I haven't done that much research.
She doesn't have
I just took the
TikTok.
screenshot that
She's on someone
she's
else's
clearly been in front of a
interview.
camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She might just be a spokesperson or
Hey,
AI.
I'm gonna tell you right now, she's still a little black. The baby hair is slicked on point.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
that's not technology. That's,
But she
you know.
found out what some Vaseline was. Fuck that. You know what I mean? She had that baby hair on
All right,
point.
well, hey, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for giving us this episode. And again, congratulations on being just dads. I could see it every time you guys talked about your kids. I just saw a smile, a glimmer in your guys' eyes, and it's very dope. It's a very cool thing to see. So I appreciate you guys for being here. And good night, Vietnam.
Men meet with men and never meet the same